Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here's something most men don't realize. Your words carry serious power. While many believe attraction is all about looks, money, or status, the truth is far deeper. It's how you make her feel that leaves a lasting impact. And one of the most underrated tools you have? A well-placed compliment. Think about it. Have you ever watched a woman's entire energy shift because of something a man said? One sentence delivered with the right energy can completely transform the way she sees you, permanently. Today, we're breaking down 8 powerful compliments that go beyond surface-level flattery. These aren't desperate or cheesy pickup lines. These are psychologically charged compliments that trigger something primal in her. Something that makes her feel truly seen, respected, and drawn to you. But here's the brutal truth. If you're out here throwing out the same old generic lines like, "You look nice," or "That dress is pretty," you're just another forgettable message in her DMs. However, if you take a stoic, intentional approach, where every word has weight and every compliment is precise, you'll immediately stand out from the crowd. So, if you're ready to upgrade your game, make meaningful impressions, and build deeper connections, stick around. But before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. If you're serious about mastering your mindset and using stoic psychology to transform your relationships, this is where the journey starts. Compliment number 1. That fragrance you're wearing is addictive. It smells incredible. Let's start with something most guys completely overlook: scent. Attraction isn't just visual. It's chemical, emotional, and deeply rooted in memory. Scent is directly connected to the brain's limbic system, the part responsible for emotion and memory. That's why just one whiff of a familiar fragrance can instantly bring back a person, a moment, a feeling. So when you compliment a woman's fragrance, you're not just saying she smells good. You're saying her presence lingers in your mind. You're connecting scent to desire. And that's intoxicating. Most men ignore the details. They default to bland compliments. But a man who notices how her scent moves through a room, who feels the energy behind it, that's a man who stands apart. Now here's where stoicism comes in. A stoic man doesn't speak for approval. He speaks with purpose. So when you say that fragrance is addictive, say it once, with calm confidence, not eagerness. Let your energy do the rest. Watch how her body language shifts. And here's the kicker. Every time she puts on that perfume again, she'll remember you. Compliment number 2. Your smile could brighten an entire room. This one hits deeper than you might think. A smile isn't just about pretty teeth. It's energy. It's the kind of vibe that lifts a room and shifts the entire mood. When you say this, you're not just pointing out a physical feature. You're recognizing her presence. You're saying, you bring light into the spaces you walk into. Everyone's been in a room where someone's smile just made everything better, warmer, more inviting. That kind of energy is rare, and when you call it out, you're showing her you see it. You're not just complimenting how she looks. You're acknowledging her influence, her ability to affect the energy of a space. That's powerful. And again, most guys won't get this. They'll comment on makeup or outfits. But a man who notices the way her smile shifts the atmosphere, that man is unforgettable. Most guys completely miss this. They get caught up in shallow compliments, always focusing on looks, never seeing beyond the surface. But here's what they overlook. A woman's smile isn't just about appearance. It's a glimpse into her inner world, her warmth, her resilience, and her ability to project light in a world that can be cold, chaotic, and unforgiving. So when you give this compliment, you're not just saying, "Hey, you have a nice smile." You're saying, your energy shifts the room. That kind of recognition, it cuts deep. It hits the soul. Let's connect this back to Stoicism. A Stoic man is deeply aware of the energy he brings. He doesn't speak to get attention or validation. When he notices something real in someone else, he acknowledges it, clearly and without hesitation. That's exactly what this compliment does. You're not just seeing a smile, you're seeing what it does. You're recognizing how her presence alone can disrupt negativity and bring peace, joy, and warmth into the space. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to be told that? Who doesn't want to feel like their presence changes things? A woman hears, "You're pretty," all the time. But to be told that her energy shifts the atmosphere, that's unforgettable. It's real, it's raw, and it resonates. Compliment number 3. I love how real you are. You don't try to fit in. You're just you. Let's cut through the noise for a moment. In a world where everyone's wearing filters, chasing trends, and hiding behind carefully curated masks, authenticity has become rare. And in some ways, it's even a rebellion. Being unapologetically real, showing up as yourself without needing approval. That's not just attractive, that's powerful. So when you tell a woman, I love how real you are, you're not just tossing out a feel-good line. You're recognizing a strength most people are too afraid to show. You're saying, I see your courage, I see your truth, and I respect it. Here's the truth. Women hear compliments about their looks constantly. You're beautiful. You look stunning. You're gorgeous. But when a man sees beyond the physical, when he notices her authenticity, her integrity, her refusal to conform, that's when you make a real connection. You're not praising the mask. You're honoring the woman underneath it. And that's when she remembers you. That version of yourself you think you have to be for the world, polished, filtered, acceptable. It's not what creates real connection. It's the raw, unfiltered, authentic you that hits differently. Because authenticity cuts through the noise. It shows you're not just looking at her with surface-level attraction. You're seeing her through the lens of genuine respect. Most women are used to being valued only for their appearance. But when you recognize who she is beneath the surface, that's where the real magic begins. That's where connection grows, in the space where admiration meets truth. And let's not sugarcoat it. Realness is rare. It's easy to conform, easy to put on a mask, to play the role people expect. But when someone shows up fully, unapologetically as themselves, that's power. That's presence. That's someone who stands out. So when you tell her, I love how real you are, you're not just complimenting her personality. You're acknowledging the strength it takes to be authentic in a world that constantly rewards pretending. Now, let's bring this back to Stoicism. Stoicism is about living in alignment with your true nature, not bending or shrinking to fit in. A Stoic man doesn't chase trends or seek approval. He is who he is, with no apologies, no pretense. When you recognize that same strength in her, when you admire her authenticity, you're telling her, I see the courage in you, I respect it, I value it. Because let's face it, most people won't ever be that real. That's why this compliment hits so hard. It's rare, it's raw, and it shows you're not here for some curated highlight reel. You're here for the real thing. Compliment number 4. I love the way you see the world. It's so unique, and it really makes me think. Let's be honest, the world is full of copies. People operating on autopilot, echoing the same tired opinions, following the same predictable routines. But then, you meet someone different, someone who sees things through a unique lens, who challenges the status quo, who thinks deeply and speaks with insight. That's rare. When you say, "I love the way you see the world," you're doing more than giving a compliment. You're honoring her mind, her perspective, her intellect, her curiosity. You're saying, "The way you think matters to me. It moves me. It changes how I see things." That level of appreciation goes far beyond the superficial. While most guys are focused on appearances, how she looks, what she's wearing, if she fits their idea of perfect, you're cutting through the noise. You're showing her that her thoughts inspire you. And here's the truth. Most people stay in the comfort zone. They surround themselves with people who think the same, talk the same, live the same. It's safe. It's easy. But when someone shows you a new way of seeing, when their mind disrupts your usual perspective, that's powerful. And when you recognize that in her, that's when things get real. There's something magnetic about a unique mindset. You can't help but be drawn to it. That refreshing, bold way of looking at the world. And if you're smart, you don't just notice it. You admire it. So when you tell her, "I love the way you see the world," you're doing more than tossing a compliment. You're showing her that her perspective carries weight, that her ideas don't just float into the void, they land. They shift things. Let's be real, compliments are everywhere. "You're beautiful. I love your hair. You look amazing." Anyone can say that. But this goes deeper. You're not complimenting her looks. You're complimenting her mind, how she interprets the world, how she finds meaning in chaos, how she challenges the norm. And that's rare, because here's the truth. Most guys don't care about what's going on in her head. They're too busy chasing shiny distractions, never stopping to see what actually makes a woman stand out. But the moment you show her that her thoughts interest you, that her way of thinking inspires you, that's when you build something real. That's when connection starts. You're not just another guy in her DMs. You're the one who sees what others don't. And this is exactly where stoicism fits in. A stoic man values clarity, wisdom, and deep understanding. He doesn't blindly follow the crowd. He questions, he observes, and he respects those who see the world with their own lens. So when you give this compliment, you're channeling that same philosophy. You're recognizing independent thought and honoring her for having the courage to be different in a world full of copies. Because in the end, this isn't just about how she sees the world, it's about the vision she brings to it. The ability to shift your perspective, challenge your thinking, and make you see life through new eyes. And that's the difference between a man of depth and a boy playing the surface level game. Real quick, I want to hear from you. Which of these compliments would you actually use in a real conversation? Or better yet, type this in the comments. Words have power, and I know how to use them. It helps you lock in what you've learned. And yeah, it helps boost engagement too. Win-win. Compliment number 5. I love your energy. It's contagious and makes me want to be the best version of myself. Let's talk energy, because energy is everything. You've met those people who drain you, the ones who pull the air out of the room. But then there's the opposite, the ones who light it up. People whose presence doesn't just fill the space, it elevates it. When you tell her, "Your energy makes me want to be better," you're giving her one of the highest forms of respect. You're saying, "You inspire me just by being you." Compliment number 6, I love your energy. It's not just a vibe, it's a force. This isn't some throwaway line. You're not just saying she's fun or upbeat. You're recognizing the impact her presence has, the way her energy elevates everyone around her. She's not just in the room. She changes the room. There's a spark about her, the kind that makes you want to rise, to push harder, to become more. And when you tell her that, when you look her in the eye and say, your energy is contagious, you're doing more than complimenting her. You're honoring the way she inspires growth. Here's the brutal truth. Life moves fast. You don't have time to waste around people who drain you, who pull you down. You need people who light you up, people who make you want to level up just by being in their orbit. And if she's that kind of woman, you better believe she knows it's rare. So when you tell her she makes you want to be the best version of yourself, it hits deep. Because now you're showing her that her presence doesn't just feel good. It drives something in you. It motivates, it awakens, it leads. From a Stoic perspective, this isn't just flattery, this is alignment. The Stoics believed in surrounding themselves with those who challenge, those who sharpen you, those who reflect your higher self back at you. This kind of compliment, it acknowledges her power, not to control you, but to inspire your evolution. Her energy isn't just a vibe, it's a call to action. And that's unforgettable. Compliment number 7. You're honestly one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met, and it shows. Let's cut through the noise. In a world full of self-centered flexes and curated personas, genuine thoughtfulness is rare. Everyone's trying to take, everyone's chasing clout, validation, attention. But when someone gives, not for recognition, but because they care, that's different. That's powerful. So when you tell her, you're one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met, you're not just being kind, you're acknowledging something real. You're recognizing her depth. And it's not just about big gestures. It's in the details. The way she remembers something small you said weeks ago, the way she checks in on people without being asked, the way she makes others feel seen and valued. That kind of presence doesn't just feel good, it elevates everyone around her. Here's the cold truth. Most people don't operate like this. They're in it for themselves. But when you come across someone who leads with heart, who gives without keeping score, that's character. And character doesn't fade. This isn't about flattery. It's about recognition. You're seeing her for who she is, not who the world expects her to be. And when you make that clear, it lands hard. In the red pill world, we talk about value, not just looks or status, but what someone brings to the table. Thoughtfulness, that's high value. It shows integrity, emotional intelligence, and a rare ability to put others before self. From a Stoic mindset, this is virtue in action. Stoicism is about honoring what truly matters, not empty noise, but substance. And when you point that out in her, you're showing that you value more than surface. You admire her strength of character. And let's be honest, this kind of woman doesn't just take up space. She makes it better. And if you've got the awareness to recognize that, you're already steps ahead of the crowd. Compliment number 8. I love how driven you are. Your sense of purpose is seriously inspiring. This isn't just about admiring her hustle. When you tell a woman, I love how driven you are, you're recognizing something far deeper than just busy schedules and ambition. You're seeing her fire, her passion, her relentless effort, her refusal to coast through life like most people do. While the world waits for opportunities to show up, she creates them. She's not playing defense. She's on offense, chasing goals, breaking limits, building something real. And when you say that to her, you're not just complimenting what she does. You're acknowledging who she is. You're telling her, I see the sacrifices. I see the late nights. I see how hard you push yourself even when no one's watching. That's not just flattery. That's respect. Most people are comfortable with the mediocrity. They play it safe. But a driven woman, She's in motion. She has a mission. And that kind of focus is rare. When you recognize it, you're telling her she's not just attractive, she's admirable. She's not just fun to be around. She's someone who elevates the space she's in. In the red pill world, we talk about high value. And let's be real, drive is the foundation. It's not just about how you look or how much money you make. It's about purpose. And when a woman has that, she's not following the crowd. She's leading her own path. From a Stoic lens, this hits even deeper. Stoicism is about commitment to excellence, to mastering yourself and your environment. It's not about chasing comfort. It's about discipline. It's about choosing the hard road because you know it leads somewhere meaningful. So when you tell her, "I love how driven you are," you're not just making her feel seen. You're honoring a principle that every high-value man should live by himself. Living with intention. And when two people share that mindset, that's not just chemistry. That's a powerful connection. You have this incredible way of making people feel comfortable and truly valued. You're not just tossing out a compliment when you say this. You're highlighting something most people miss. This isn't about her looks or her smile. This is about her presence, her ability to make others feel safe, seen, and accepted without judgment. Let's be honest, how many people do you know who truly make others feel understood? Not many. Most are too caught up in themselves, their insecurities, their need for validation, their ego. They don't have the awareness or the heart to lift others up. But she does. She reads the room. She senses unspoken energy. She adjusts, not to manipulate, but to create a space where people feel like they can just be real. That's emotional intelligence. That's depth. And when you point that out, you're not complimenting something surface level. You're recognizing substance, the kind of energy that makes a difference. In a world that celebrates the loudest voices and flashiest facades, her ability to connect quietly, deeply, and authentically, that's a superpower. Let's bring it back to Stoicism for a second. The Stoics believed in empathy, in seeing others clearly, recognizing their humanity, and building relationships based on mutual respect. To make others feel valued requires wisdom, self-awareness, and inner strength. So when you say, "You have this incredible way of making people feel comfortable and truly valued," you're not just praising her kindness. You're admiring her courage to be real in a world that constantly tells us to wear a mask. And here's the truth. Realness is rare. And in both masculinity and red pill thinking, being real is one of the most powerful things you can be, for yourself and for those around you. There you have it. 8 compliments that cut through the noise. They're not just lines to impress her. They're messages that build trust, spark real connection, and show her that you see who she really is. If you thought these compliments were powerful, wait until you see the impact of the right words first thing in the morning. Click the video popping up on your screen. 7. Good morning. Texts no woman can ignore. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. And if you got value from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Words have power, and I know how to use them. Let's see who's really paying attention